mamas, and welcome back to the channel. All right, y'all, so in today's video I'm going to talk about my craziest, well, I mean, it's not too many, but I'm gonna talk about 2 crazy Uber experiences that I had. So we're gonna do a little story time for you. Okay, so boom, I'm gonna talk about the first one. So we're in 2021. This one probably happened in, I want to say like 2020. I think it was like 2020. So boom, at the time I had this boyfriend and he used to live in the city. So he lived in Manhattan basically. I live in Queens. So I believe this day in particular I was either, I feel like I must have been getting off of work, or I was like just on my way to his house from maybe my house. I don't really remember, but I get in an Uber. No, I got off of work, or I was in a city. Something, I was already in the city, so I was just like, you know what, let me just take an Uber to his house, because he lives like downtown. And I'm always in Midtown. When I'm in a city, I'm always in Midtown. So it's a little different distance from like Midtown to downtown, whatever. So boom, I get in an Uber. We're literally to like the halfway point. Like at this point I didn't been to his house enough times by car that I know where I'm at. So it's like this gas station. So the Uber driver's like, oh, he's like, oh, do you mind if I like make a stop? Maybe. I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I guess he has to use the bathroom, I think. Bitch, he made the stop. He goes in the gas station. Kid you not, he was in the gas station like in the bathroom for a good 15-20 minutes. At this point my man is like, okay, wait, I'm like, yo, he said he needs to make a stop. He's like, so why would you let him make a stop? I'm like, because he said he needs to use the bathroom. I didn't want to be, you know, rude. Me being me, super nice and stuff. So anyway, he's in the bathroom 15-20 minutes. I see mad strange stuff happening. Like I'm looking, I see people coming towards the car. I'm like, oh my fucking god, maybe they about to human traffic me. I'm thinking this is a setup, like they're gonna try to get in the car. I didn't know what was happening. He was just in that bathroom for so long. Then he finally came out and whatever. He's like, oh, I'm sorry for having me wait so long. Yo, he smelled like straight fucking ass. Like he smelled so bad. I'm like, yeah, good thing I let him use the bathroom. So anyway, he finally takes me. My man is pissed. Like I took forever. He's pissed. I ended up having to dispute the whole ride. I'm like, yo, he took a stop. Like they was trying to charge me an arm and a leg because he took a stop. So this is one experience I got there. There's another time I was going to the same boyfriend house again. Now mind you, this boyfriend at the time that I had, he drove. So I honestly, I didn't understand. Like once he got comfortable, he got so lazy and he didn't want to come get me. So hold on, y'all. I had to take a sip. My mouth is like dry. Yeah, no, I always in a beverage in between videos. So yeah, he didn't want to come get me. So then it was another time I was going to his house. Mind you, I always tell everybody I cannot see. Like I'm supposed to be wearing glasses and I never wear my glasses. So I have my glasses. I put in to go to his house. Yo, the Uber let me out mad far from his house. I didn't know where I was at. I was pissed the hell off. It was Wednesday. It was cold as shit. I don't even know why he didn't come get me. I think he was asleep or something. So this boyfriend that I had, he always worked like overnight. So he would be sleeping and basically he would leave like the door unlocked for me to get like when I come so I could get in. So he was asleep or whatever. I'm pissed, trying to call him. He ain't waking up. I'm like, fuck. Either am I about to walk to get to where I need to go, because the Uber did not let me out where I need to be at. I don't really know this area. I'm like in Chinatown somewhere. I ended up having to call a whole nother Uber. I'm on the phone with my stepdad. Whenever I'm usually mad, I call like my stepdad or my cousin. I'm on the phone with my stepdad trying to figure out how to get there and paying my money for Uber. So I finally made it. So this is like, that was like another little crazy kind of experience, I guess. But the craziest of them all was this one right here. Same ex-boyfriend. Me and him was like this time, this was like a little bit more recent, but we were just like, you know, trying to talk or whatever, hang out. So we weren't together. We were just like talking and hanging out. So I'm on my way to his house from my house. I am like deep as fuck in Queens. Well, not really Queens, but I don't want to, you know, be disclosing where I live, but I'm deep. I'm caller Uber, request to Uber, whatever. So I'm thinking common sense, when you pick up your passenger, you can always like either put if you want to be, you know, if you want to accept the ride or not. So you can clearly see where I'm going. I get in right off the back. He's like, oh, I thought this was another part of, you know, out here where you live. I'm like, oh nah, this is going towards like Manhattan or whatever. So right then and there, I knew it was gonna be an issue because he said this. So I'm like, fuck, he didn't really want to go here. So now it's gonna be a whole, you know, situation. So boom, we on our way to get to where we need to go. Kid you not, bro started doing like 80, 90, speeding. Like he's speeding. I'm like, what the fuck? I was so scared. I'm like, let me put my seatbelt on for sure because I'm scared. He's over here speeding like a little speed demon. I'm like texting him to him like, yo, this guy is speeding so fast. Like I'm scared. Like I'm like, yo, I'm scared. Like I'm about to pee on myself. That's how fast he's speeding. So boom, we get on the bridge. I've never in my life ever experienced something like this. Who does 80 on a bridge? Like a bridge. Like we're on the bridge, he's doing 80, like zooming all out the place. I'm like, yo, like this guy really thinks he's like we're on too fast or the furious. Like he was going so fast to get me there. I've never been so scared in my life in a car. I kid you not, I had to say a prayer. I'm like, God, please just, you know, let me make it through this ride. I'm so sorry. Like I don't know what's going on with this man, but like he was just going so fast and he didn't even like explain why he was going this fast. Like I guess he didn't want to, I don't know, work anymore. I don't really understand what the situation was, but when I finally did make it to my destination, he's like, oh, you know, I apologize about that. Nigga, you apologize about that? Like you already done drove how fast? Like we already done got here. You speeded like a speed demon. And he literally got me from my house to the city in probably like 20 minutes. It was so crazy and I was so scared. I've never been that scared ever again. So that was that situation. And of course I had to go into the Uber app. I had to literally like detail the whole situation, what happened, and they sent me like a credit or whatever, and I had to give him like 1 star so I could never be matched to him again, because that was so crazy and so scary. And I just don't understand how people, and this is my thing when I get into people cars, like, yo, literally our life is in your hands. Like the decision that you make, you cannot do stuff like that while you have somebody else in your car, especially like a passenger. This is your job, you know, even though you're doing Uber, this is your job. You don't know me, I don't know you. It was just like the craziest experience I've ever been to in an Uber in my life. Never ever again. Final story I guess I could share, because I'm like I had a couple like crazy experiences, but it hasn't been a lot. Was same boyfriend house again. I was leaving his house. It's like mad late though. I don't know why I didn't like spend the night, but for some reason I decided to go back home. So I'm leaving his house. It's late, probably like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. This is like before the whole pandemic and everything, when Uber used to have like shares. So I took an Uber share. Never again will I ever do that. Mind you, I'm coming from the city, going back into Queens. So the Uber, normally when I would take the share though, it would never pick up passengers. But this night in particular, it was like so much craziness that was happening. It was like a party night. Before we got the passenger, it was like a fight that was happening outside while we driving past. This guy out there with no shirt on, but this is the summertime, so he was out there with no shirt on. They like fighting in the streets. We pick up the passengers that's gonna get in the car. They're drunk, talking all types of nonsense about ex-boyfriends and calling this person, and it was just so much weird stuff that they was talking about. And the girl was like just drunk. She was done. I'm like, oh my god, I hope she don't throw up in the car with me. And yeah, that was really that. That's like all the only Uber experiences I could really think of. But the main one was like that Fast and the Furious Uber driver, y'all. So yeah, make sure when y'all get in these Ubers, y'all pay attention to the license plates, the drivers, the driver picture and stuff. Definitely, if you have any crazy experience or bad experiences, make sure when you're in the app that you give 1 star, and then you state, like in whatever the notes or whatever, you make sure you state the situation that happened, so you can notify Uber, they know, and they can just keep this record of the driver, because that was definitely a very scary situation and it could have went completely left, and your life is always in that person's hand. That's it for my Uber little chronicle or Uber experience story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel and you want to be notified on all of my latest and greatest uploads, hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell right there, the post notification bell, which is going to notify you guys every time I do an upload on any video that I have scheduled. And until then, I'll see you later. Stay blessed, stay safe, mamas, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.
High fashion, like Goya, G-Wagon, or the Rover. I put some ice on you 'cause